Alright, 8th graders, today your essential question is, how can the slope of a line be used to describe the line? Slope is the rate of change between any 2 points on the line, and it's a measure of the steepness of the line. So, to find the slope, which we talked about last year, we know that slope is always represented by m, and it's the change in the y value or the change in the x. We also call that rise over run, because the change in the y is how many up or down it goes over, and the change in the x is how many left or right it goes over. And the actual formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And these are just ordered pairs, so x1, y1 would be an ordered pair, x2, y2 would be an ordered pair. And that being said, you just fill in the coordinates of your ordered pair into this formula, and you will be able to find the slope. Alright, find the slope of each line using two methods. Use the two black points. So here, I'm going, remember it's rise over run, so we're always talking about how many we go up and how many we go over. So I went up 1 over 2, and then it says use the two gray points. It says use the two gray points, so if I do the two gray points, I would go up 2 over 4, and those are actually equivalent fractions. So those slopes are the same. Take a look at letter B. We're going to do the same thing. On this one, however, we're talking about the black points. We go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we go to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we go to the left, anytime we go to the left or down, we have to have a negative symbol. And let's see if the next one is the same. If I start here, I'm going down 2, that would be negative 2, and over 2. So these both equal a slope of negative 1. Alright, now we're going to draw some slopes. If I'm starting at 1 here, I'm going up 3 over 4, and here's my point. Or down 3, left 4 gives me the exact same thing, because negative 3 over negative 4 is actually 3 over 4. So down 3, left 4 would also be on the line. And if I draw a line, we can see that they are all 3 points on the same line. Starting at the gray point here, going up 3 over 4 puts me here, and going down 3 over 4 puts me here. So my line will look like this. On B, the slope we have is negative 4/3. You have to decide, where are you going to put the negative? Are you going to do negative 4 over 3 or 4 over negative 3? All three of these things are equal, But that negative has to have a home. One of the two, either rise over run, has to be negative. So if I start here at 2, 1, and go down 4, right 3, I end up with a point here. If I go up 4, left 3, I end up with a point here. So either way, they're on the same line. On the next one, again, I can go down 4, right 3, and there's my point, or I can go up 4, left 3, there's my point, and I have another line. Now, you'll notice that these two lines are parallel, as are these two lines parallel. Lines with the same slope are always parallel. They're increasing at the same speed or decreasing at the same speed. Alright, a positive and negative slope. So it's really important that you can identify each. A positive slope is going up, and we read slopes left to right just like we read books. So starting at the left-hand side, the slope is increasing, so it's positive. This is a negative slope because starting at the left-hand side, it's decreasing, so it's negative. Don't mind my dog running around. Describe the slope of the line as positive or negative and then find it. So on this first one, from left to right, it's increasing, so it's positive. And then I look at the points on the graph and I say, okay, that's going up from 3 to 9, which is up 6. And then it's going over 1, 2, 3, which we can write as 2 or 2 over 1. Here, going left to right, I have a negative slope. It's decreasing. And if I look at my points, I'm going down 4, so negative 4, over 6, which would be negative 2/3, which I leave alone. So the positive slope is actually positive 2. The negative slope is actually negative 2/3. When we're talking about a flat line, it has no steepness. It's not slanted at all. So it has a slope of 0. There's no slant. There's no slope happening. When we have a completely vertical line that only Spider-Man can walk on, we have an undefined slope. Because it's straight up and down. It again has no steepness, but we have to consider it undefined. Alright, moving on. Find the slope of the line through the given points. So here's where we're going to use our slope formula. Again, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I would call this x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 is negative 2 minus y1 is negative 2. x2 is 7 minus x1 is 1. So this is 0 over 6, which is just 0. go ahead and do B and C as part of your homework assignment. And how do you know that the slope of every horizontal line is 0? Okay, so letter D, how do you know that the slope of every horizontal line is 0? So all horizontal lines have no slope. They're all flat. And how do you know that every vertical line is undefined? Because no matter what we do, we can't walk on it. So they are all undefined because they are all vertical. Let's take a look at our table. We can also find the slope from a table because what we really have here are just some coordinates. So 1, 8, 4, 6, 7, 4, and 10, 2 are the coordinates. Now, if we look at this as the change in y, 8 to 6 is -2. The change in x, 1 to 4 is +3. We can check that each time. This is -2 each time. This is +3 each time. So if you find the pattern in y, and you write it over the pattern in x, then you've found the slope from a table. Turn the page over. So for a summary, positive slope is increasing. As x increases, y increases. X and y increase. A negative slope, as x increases, y decreases. A slope of 0 is just flat. And an undefined slope is vertical. Alright, so there are 5 problems for you to try in addition to the few that I asked you to try earlier. Find the slope of each line and see if you can try the word problem that's given to you. You may want to draw a picture for that one. Have a great night.